It's not clickbait, it's not anything else, it's just an epic pen. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Aaron from Pen Venture. Welcome to another fountain pen review. I hope you're ready to see one of the only 28 pieces worldwide in existence of the Sailor King of Pen, Chinkin Bumblebee. Today, we have a special guest. It's right here, it's resting, it's eager to meet you all, and I hope you are all eager to meet him. It's none other than the King of Pen, Chinkin Bumblebee from Sailor. Sailor is a Japanese fountain pen brand that makes writing instruments from 1911. So we're talking about a lot of history, a lot of heritage in regards of pen making. I haven't seen video reviews for such writing instruments. Most likely when we're talking about only 28 pieces worldwide, I have to come up and get a new level of approach in regards of presenting for all of you this fountain pen. In true pen venture style, like you're used to by now, I'm going to show you the fountain pen in details. I'm going to show you a side-by-side size comparison, information regarding the inspiration behind the techniques. We're going to talk about Chinkin, urushi, Japanese arts, crafts. Then we will have a writing sample, and in the end, we're going to conclude everything in my personal opinions regarding this piece. Well, if you asked me a few years ago, Emmy, would you think that one day you will have access to the most incredible wild fountain pens that there are worldwide? I would have said, you're joking. These days, I'm living that dream. I'm having access to some of the most wild fountain pens, like the one that we're going to experience today, and I'm super happy to share this passion with you all on the Pen Venture YouTube channel with my community. Let's not prolong this, because we have a lot of things to talk about this fountain pen, and we're going to start first with the customer experience. So you order one of the 28 pieces worldwide, you're going to expect something quite special, and Sailor delivers just that, because you're going to see the experience of owning such a fountain pen. We have this exquisite paper, and I'm not going to use the gloves for this because I want to have the same experience and to describe it for everyone at home watching right now. So this beautiful black box, which is urushi lacquered, on it you will find the actual things that you will find on the fountain pen. To have chinkin done on urushi, it's out of this world. It's something that's unforgiving, it's difficult, it takes a lot of years to practice this, and I'm gonna explain everything. On the lid we have the bumblebee, some sunflowers, two beautiful smaller bumblebees that are flying in the distance, and this is done by carving the urushi layer. This is incredible. I think this is lavender, if I'm not mistaken. Purple and green, and looks like it. Then we have some clouds and two rays going along with this bumblebee on the box. Even the box can be displayed proudly when you have such a unique writing instrument. Let's get inside. You'll find this envelope right here with some information regarding this incredible edition. Chinkin Bori gold inlay carving is one of the prominent Japanese lacquer art techniques, along with makie, for decorating lacquerware. Sokin in China was the origin of Chinkin. Sokin began during the Sung dynasty. It came to Japan in the 13th century. So we are talking about a technique, an art, which originates in the 13th century. Imagine owning a piece of that. It's incredible. The warranty certificate, the number of the fountain pen, and right here, the Chinkin artist who put together this fountain pen. Miss Misato Tsukuda was born in Okinawa Prefecture in Japan. She graduated from Tohoku University of Art and Design in 2010. She served her time apprenticeship with Mr. Katsuhiro Nishi, a famous Chinkin artist living in Ishikawa Prefecture. Her Chinkin style is called Senbi Chinkin. Right here, a polishing cloth for a fountain pen, two ink cartridges, a bottle of manyo ink, and the fountain pen resting inside this beautiful pen kimono. Let's focus on the fountain pen, because that is the top cherry or the cherry on top. Drum roll please, because we are going to unveil this fountain pen. Even this, look at this. This is made out of bamboo. Screaming Japan. And the fountain pen as well. Whew. Oh my God, what a beauty. What a beauty. This is the Sailor Chinkin Bumblebee limited edition fountain pen from 2022. Before going into the details of this fountain pen, and we have a lot of things to talk about this one, let's define how difficult is the Chinkin technique in regards of urushi. We're going to start first with urushi. Urushi is the sap of the lacquer tree, and that lacquer tree is going to be harvested for a lacquer only once a year. It produces a very, very small amount. A person must take some tools and to scrape the bark of the tree and to make some incisions, and the lacquer, the sap of the lacquer tree is going to flow down and it's going to accumulate. That is the only amount of lacquer per year that that tree will give you. And then you wouldn't be able to harvest from that specific tree for a few years, like I think 7 years or so. In this case, you would need to harvest a specific line of trees every year. So different. You would say, like, for example, if you harvest from a tree once every 7 years, you're gonna have 7 rows of trees. First year, first row, second year, second row, third year, and when you are up to the 7th year, the next year, you're gonna harvest from the first one. So this is how difficult it is to actually gather the urushi lacquer for this technique, to cover an object in urushi lacquerware. Of course, that sap must be made into urushi lacquer using different pigments. For example, to obtain different colors, you're gonna need different pigments. Let's say you're gonna cover an entire object in urushi. You're gonna have a very exquisite object. Now take that object, once it's dried, once is having a very luxurious surface, like this fountain pen, this black urushi. Take that perfect mirror, a lacquered object, which took maybe more than a year, because you would have to take urushi lacquer and to apply it in layers. Each layer must be cured in between at a specific heat, moisture, and a perfect technique. Then you would have to sand in between the layers. Once you do all of that, Chinkin, it's a step up, because now with Chinkin, the artist must take that object, must have some chisels, and to actually carve that urushi lacquer. By carving, you're going to leave some marks, and those are permanent. So if you make a very small mistake, the only step to correct it is to throw that piece. This is why Chinkin is the ultimate form of expression in regards of urushi lacquerware. I think we have enough details. Let's check out this fountain pen. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to show you the beauty of it. I'm going to explain a few techniques, what to look for in Chinkin, what you actually have in front of you, and how it's done. And let's proceed. The Chinkin Bumblebee is based on the Sailor King of Pen model, which features a fountain pen, oversized, flat at ends, made from ebonite. Why ebonite? Ebonite is a material that doesn't absorb moisture and doesn't change its shape. So this is why it's used to be covered in urushi. It's a very, very stable material. Let's zoom and let's cover this incredible artwork on the Chinkin Bumblebee. On the cap, we have this beautiful, beautiful bumblebee. And this is carved in the urushi lacquer. Then those carvings are filled with urushi in liquid form, and then gold dust is sprinkled on top, sealing in that gold in those grooves. And we have different techniques. For example, right here, this small dots that form the background of the bumblebee are called tenbori in regards of the technique name. Then we have thin and thicker lines, like for example the ones that you will see right here contouring the wings of the bumblebee, that are called senbori. And then we have kosuri bori and katarji bori. Everything is covered in gold dust in regards of the bumblebee on this cap. So this is very elegant. You can actually run your fingers and you can feel all of those lines, and everything looks so good, and It is very delicate, very, very rewarding. Imagine how hard it is to carve a round surface. It's another level of intricacy in regards of the chinking art on this specific fountain pen. Before heading towards uncapping the fountain pen and showing off the nib, let me tell you why Bumblebee. The Bumblebee, and I have it wrote down right here, is the Japanese symbol for courage, for persistence, for luck, and for productive teamwork. I don't know about you, but I need all of them. So I just like the actual perspective behind picking up such a theme, because we need all of those. Let me show you the writing point, because the writing point is the Sailor legendary 21 karat gold nib. This is two-tone. We have silver accents and gold accents. We have the anchor, which is the logo of the Sailor Pen Company, since the Sailor Pen Company was established in 1911 in a beautiful port city. And this is why the maritime theme with the anchor logo. And if we turn the nib like so, we can see that we have a plastic feeder. This is universally equipped on all Sailor fountain pens. This giant, juicy, wet, soft nibs are available in only two sizes, medium and broad. On this fountain pen we have a medium, one of my favorite nibs. And let's go into ergonomics. We have this section black and we have this flaring out right here. The section is quite chunky, but it's very, very ergonomic and suited for the overall size of this incredible fountain pen. Then we have right here this gold plated trim element, the threads of the capping system. Those are also covered in urushi lacquer, so those are smooth, not sharp, polished well. Also inside of the cap we have the inner cap, which keeps your nib from drying out. And actually inside of the Sailor Chinkin Bumblebee you will find an inner cap like this, which seals actually the nib inside. It touches the rim of the section. No matter when you're going to pick up your Chinkin Bumblebee, it's going to be having a nib which is not dried. Let's move further, and right here we have a very, very small step up, and the barrel continuing with having the thickest point right here, continuing down. Simple, nothing changing in regards of shape wise. And we're gonna see the part 2 of the artwork, and right here we have this beautiful, beautiful Tenbori technique clouds, and we have two smaller bumblebees, one right here and one bigger right here, which actually gives out the impression of them flying away in distance, because one is smaller, one is bigger. So actually you would imagine that the one which is smaller, it's farther away from the subject, and it's awesome if you ask me. It's so intricate, so delicate, so beautiful. We have this beautiful, beautiful sunflower which has senbori, the lines in the leaves right here in the middle. We have this dots and this beautiful green leaves all over, and turning the fountain pen opposite to the actual nib, we can spot this incredible lavender. I believe it's lavender because it has purple right here and the green. Right here we have the limited edition number, which is also done in Chinkin technique, 08 of 28 fountain pens worldwide. Let's check out the filling system of the fountain pen, and we have the Sailor proprietary cartridge converter. This fountain pen was sent to me by a good friend to have it reviewed, because we, PenVenture website and the PenVenture store, was able to get one of this only 28 pieces fountain pens in our stock, in our inventory, and you can find it available at the link down below. And since we are just moments away from the side-by-side size comparison, if you have a moment, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the growth of the PenVenture YouTube channel, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, click, turn the notification bell on, and I will be more than thankful. And here we have the Sailor Chinkin Bumblebee, King of Pen, next to a Namiki Emperor Double Dragon, Visconti Opera Master, Sailor Professional Gear King Size, Pilot Custom 823, and Leonardo Momento Zero, We have an oversized fountain pen. It's similar in size like the Opera Master, but it's quite light and very, very nimble. From this perspective, we have the King of Pen Chinkin Bumblebee sitting a little bit shorter than the Visconti Opera Master. It is taller than the Pro Gear King size. It's similar in regards of length with the Pilot Custom 823. It's very, very small in comparison to the Namiki Emperor Double Dragon. In regards of girth, I would say it's similar with the Pro Gear King size and a little bit with the Visconti Opera Master. Capped like this, the fountain pen measures 153 millimeters in between ends. Uncapped in writing position like so, it's gonna measure 132 millimeters. Capped like this, the total weight of the fountain pen is 37.8 grams and uncapped is 23.8 grams. Imagine having this fountain pen being used posted. So I don't recommend you at all posting your urushi fountain pens. You can actually scratch that pen, so please don't use it posted. If you want to be the owner of one of these 28 pieces worldwide fountain pen, you would have to pay a price of 8,800 euros including VAT and 7,395 euros no VAT. So yeah, it's a steep price. But you're gonna get one of the most elusive, exclusive art forms in urushi lacquerware, the Chinkin. It's time to sip a little bit of coffee and let's head over towards the writing sample, because this nib is not only looking great, this pen is looking as well brilliant, but when it writes, it's going to be brilliant as well. I'm going to show you. I'm going to use the Sailor Magno Chingaya, which is the black from the Magno Sailor inks, and this ink is incredible. Let's wipe the section clean off, and I hope I'm not going to get my fingers with black ink all over, but anyway, it's in my job descriptions. Inky fingers, broken nails from adjusting nibs, and all that good stuff. And right now it's time to write. And yeah, before going there, let me wipe my fingers. Pen, oh my God. Chinkin Sailor, and have Bumblebee. Ink, it's Sailor Magno Chingaya. Nib 21 karat gold, and this is a medium point. I love this nib. I love it. I love it so much. Wetness test, I would say wet nib, not fire hose wet. Usually Japanese nibs are very tamed in regards of the ink flow. I would put this one to being a slightly wetter medium point. Let me show you some normal figure of eights. It's quite close to an European medium if you ask me, and I have here just for a comparison a medium from the Pilot Custom 823. So yeah, it puts down quite a European-ish medium line. Flex, and let's apply a little bit of pressure. We have an increase in ink flow, and also those tines come apart a little bit, giving some line variation. But this is the sort of a pen slash nib and system that you wouldn't want to go so extreme and to have it flexed. Has a hint of a feedback, not as much feedback as the smaller nibs from Sailor, like for example the 14 karat ones. Like I told you, I'm gonna show you a broad 21 karat as well. So this is the broad and how it's writing normal figure of eights, and this is some thicker flexing with the broad points. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I love this feedback. Listen closely. Oh, it's like a sweet symphony, tailored to perfection. If you have such a fountain pen, you would want to use it. It's that good. And the nib doesn't disappoint. It's gonna offer that perfect writing experience that you would want from such a pen. Let's put everything aside and let's conclude on some personal opinions regarding this pen. With time spent in the fountain pen hobby, I've learned to tame myself and to just simply have patience. I'm a huge fan of actually waiting on that specific fountain pen that checks all the boxes. No matter how much time it's gonna take, I'm gonna wait. With this fountain pen, you don't want to miss out on having one. If this is one of those fountain pens that's on your list, if the budget allows you to have such pen purchases, go for it, because it's only 28 pieces and those are not gonna stick around for more than a few months, if you ask me. If you know the story behind such a pen, if you know the techniques and how much time, how much intricate is the urushi work that's gonna go into creating this unique art form, you're gonna appreciate this pen a lot. It's very difficult for a person that's not accustomed to knowing what's urushi, what's chinkin, what's all of that, to actually grasp and to understand and to actually simply value accordingly this fountain pen. From a perspective of being a fountain pen user, collector, enthusiast myself, and having knowledge regarding urushi and all of that, I could appreciate this pen from the first glance that I'm having when I open the box and seen it in person. But for you out there, you have to understand that no video will make you have this fountain pen if you are not going to be open enough to understand the technique, the intricacy behind such a pen. If you have the chance to see Chinkin in its raw, pure form in person, you're going to see an object which has probably a very minute chance of existing. One small mistake, no one is perfect, one small mistake, and you couldn't correct it. I'm not even sure that the 28 pieces all are the same, because I believe that the overall theme is the same, but each pen has something different, something small, a spacing, a line, a dot, it's placed someplace else, so it's not computer made, it's not serial. Each pen is individually done by hand by this incredible person, which it's Misato Tsukuda. Thank you so much for this incredible writing instrument. It's gonna write like a dream. I may add like a wet dream because it's wet. And this one, it's quite practical. It's not too big. It's the size of my hands, like for example, and I don't have big hands. It fits in most of the pen cases. It can travel. The urushi lacquer, it's very resistant, it's very resilient. It is meant to be used, enjoyed, and cared for. Pretty much that's it. I hope this video is not too long. I hope I was able to produce all of the details and to show you this pen in its glory. Thank you so much for spending your time with me on the Pen Venture YouTube channel. If you find my content useful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you scroll down, you'll find the link for such a pen. Only one that we have in stock. It's a medium point and it can be yours. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Just click there, turn on the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we have new content. Speaking about content, if you want to continue watching my videos, I'm gonna leave this right here. You can click and enjoy. As always, I'm your host, Amy from Pen Venture. I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.